Yakura Sipurana Tapaniye Yakura Sipurana Tapaniye Isaraya Mama Pacharani Isaraya Mama Pacharani Tulasi Maharani Kinde Maharani Namo
Jai Shivanji Tulsi Devi ki Jai, Jai Shri Tulsi Parikrama ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev Om Vishnu Pad Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Om Vishnu Pad Shri Bhakti Rokho Shri Hadev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Shri Viru Govinda Ashram ki Jai, Shri Rupa Guru Bhaga ki Jai, Nanda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, all on Zoom and in the temple room ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All on Zoom and in the temple room, our Dandavad. First, Vrindai Saladeva Griyaya Keshavasya Vishnava Guruvale Satya Panchaka Vista Vikasi Vikasa Tutti devoti. Hare Krishna. We are just preparing, we're getting ready. So the evening program, decorations, everyone's been very busy.
Yamuna, can you hear us? Dhanavad, dhanavad.
We're usually asking Narayani if she can hear, but she can hear.
Yes, yes. I hear you.
Good.
Wonderful.
Okay. So we still have some time. Dhanavad.
Jai Giriraj.
Jai. Okay, Maharaj, you can sit anywhere actually because this long. You choose your asana.
Well, I will sit in the middle, but take a seat.
If I tell you sit there, you don't.
If anybody else wants to sit in a chair, we don't. Are you okay on the floor? Ravindra Prabhu? You are okay sitting on the floor? Yes?
Thanks, your own.
Well, maybe not accustomed to sitting on the floor. Madhavananda Prabhu in America, very healthy. He cycles all over the world, but he can't sit on the floor. But very healthy. No question of being old, no question of being unhealthy. Hare Krishna. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapad Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Shri Vashankam Vitam Anjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurvavista Subodham Guru Ganaya Rashisha Shambhusita Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nibuna Shri Rupa Bhantantam Govinda Vidhansuva Bharatanam Bhaktyanritam Sundaram Vande Vishwa Guru Shalivya Bhagavat Prema Divya Praram Devam Divyatanam Sajandavadanam Lalakachanam Shitam Sandrananda Puram Sadekavarana Vairagya Vidyaputi Sri Sirantaniri Bhaktilasitam Sarasvatanam Param Vande Tam Subhadam Saranam Yashikaram Sri Dharam Sri Siranta Saraswati Virito Gaurya Purvanvaye Bhato Manari Vakrabhata Gadane Gaura Sankirtanai Mayabhati Mingilo Daragata Vidrityarti Krishna Prema Sura Vivaha Sukam Sradat Prabhu Bhaje Namo Gaurasya Bhakta Vrutamutaye Gaurangri Parma Vrindaya Radha Baba Nishevane Bhante Bhakti Vinodana Shri Gaura Shakti Sarvatam Bhakti Shastra Gyasam Rajam Parangasa Suranidhim Gora Praja Shita Shestaya Vaishnavir Vandya Vigraham Jagannath Prabhu Vande Vimati Vriksha Vaishnavam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishna Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktaryam Namami Bhaktachatika Namo Mahavarani Krishna Prema Krishna 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 Bhakti Atonatva mantra gurum bhagavata Yasan jagat gurum narva tato jayo Jaya Saprika Sisi Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Gopinath Sundar Bhagavad Padmanam Jaya Morning.
Yes, it's visible. There is invisible. You're also not visible.
Jai Shri Vila Govinda Ashram Ki Jai. Jai Shri Giriraj Balagopal Ki Jai. We don't want to cut just how Gurudev speak there. That's one thing. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So, I am not the speaker today, but I've been asked to be here to be the MC. So we are in Italian, so we're going to have English and Italian. And after 15 minutes, then Srila Bhakti Bhima Avadut Maharaj is happily accepted to come and to speak on the Zoom to give some introduction for tomorrow's program.
Ok, va chiaro.
Non sono colui che parlerà questa sera, ma mi è stato richiesto di introdurre Avadhu Maharaj e di fare un po' da maestro di cerimonie, quindi per questo sera.
And we are many devotees here on the Zoom. It looks like we're only 7 or 8, but actually we are definitely many more than 7 or 8. But first of all, the camera only sees one part, and secondly, there are people doing things all over the place around the ashram.
Sembra che ci siano solo 7 devoti, perché questo è il numero dei devoti che inquadra la camera, ma in realtà ce ne sono tantissimi in ogni angolo dell'ashram, brulicano dappertutto, e poi magari faremo una panoramica per inquadrare tutti i loro volti di loto. Anzi, la facciamo su.
Ma sono di là in giro.
Sì, ancora sono accompagnati facendo ogni genere di seva, però è una folta delegazione da Roma, dall'Ucraina, più Ucraina,
From London, from Venezuela, from Spain, from Brazil, from Portugal, yes, Holland. We have a gathering of devotees.
So Devashish Prabhu coming? Okay.
Yes, Devashish Prabhu is coming. He's the head priest. We cannot be without him.
Right.
Hare Krishna.
È venuto in qualità di capo prete. Prete ufficiante.
Hare Krishna. Anyway, let us sing some song in the meantime when someone's in control of who's coming in, presumably.
Yeah, but Yamuna is...
Yamuna, she's managing from Thailand.
Oh, really? Yamuna, well done. A hero of the evening.
Yes, 1 o'clock in the night.
Yes, 1 o'clock, my goodness.
Right. Jai, Yamuna, Deity, Jai.
All
glory.
Actually, it's very helpful, otherwise
Yes,
attention
yes.
going to clicking and clicking.
Translating.
All right, so let us sing one song.
Dear devotees, Jai Govinda ki Jai.
Govinda, Govinda. And Gupta Govardhan ki Jai. Well, how about Gauranga Bolite Hobe? Yes. Mahaprabhu is going to appear. There's one song I would like to sing, but it's too long for us to sing. It's the next song in the songbook. Aruna Basane Sonara Suraja. Why has the Lord appeared suddenly with golden complexion? Hare Krishna. But we're going to sing Gauranga Bolite Hobe. And it's page number 146 in the Chiang Mai songbook. And we are using the Chiang Mai songbook here. The devotees in Ukraine, Lakshmi Priya and other Priyas maybe joined together. Or Naza financed it, maybe. From Ukraine, from Lviv, they printed several copies of the Chiang Mai songbook, and it's much appreciated. And so now we are using this songbook. So, Gauranga Bolite Hobe, please, somebody. Munindra Mohan Prabhu has volunteered.
I never sang this song in my life.
Yes, me neither. So,
You have.
maybe Kalyadam,
You sang it here.
146.
It's simple meters.
Okay, so Kaliya Daman Krishna who is going to sing. He's come all the way from Venezuela via Spain.
Gauranga Bolite Hobe, Ulaka Sahira.
Gauranga Bolite Hobe. Hari Hari Bolite Narayane
Hari Hari.
Hari Hari.
Beautiful song.
So please, you say something for the next 4 minutes.
Can we read
Yes.
this, the translation?
Okay, translation in English. In Italian, okay.
When English and Italian. When will there be shivering of the body upon chanting Lord Gauranga holy name? When will there be tears in my eyes in the Lord's holy names?
Quando ci sarà, il mio corpo tremerà nel cantare il santo nome del Signore Gauranga. Quando le lacrime scorreranno dai miei occhi mentre canto il santo nome del Signore.
When will I obtain the mercy of Lord Nityananda? When by his mercy will my desire for material enjoyment become insignificant?
Quando otterrò la misericordia del Signore Nityananda, quando per la sua misericordia i miei desideri per il godimento materiale diventeranno insignificanti.
When will my mind be completely purified, having given up all material desires? When will I obtain the vision of Shiva Vrindavan Dham?
Quando la mia mente sarà completamente purificata, avendo abbandonato tutti i desideri materiali. Quando otterrò la visione di Shiva Vrindavan Dham.
When will I be eager to follow in the footsteps of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunatha? And when will I properly understand the loving affairs of divine couple?
Quando sarò ansioso di seguire le orme di Shri Rupa e Shri Raghunatha e quando comprenderò adeguatamente gli affari d'amore della coppia divina.
My only aspiration is to attain the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunatha. Narottam Das continually submit this prayer.
La mia sola aspirazione è ottenere i piedi di loto di Shri Rupa e Shri Raghunatha. Narottama Das continuamente sottopone questa preghiera. Ok.
Allora, mentre il Maharaj cerca in tutti i modi di far inquadrare tutti i devoti e non tagliare il ritratto di quelli solo lui può farci.
But it's being recorded, so somebody will know it.
Why you leading?
I'm trying not to cut Gurude's photo.
Anyway,
If this is
stiamo aspettando che arrivi Shri Avadut Maharaj, questo giorno di Adhivas, che è la vigilia dell'installazione delle divinità. Il nome di queste divinità è stato rivelato da Srila Goswami Maharaj insieme a Madhusudan Maharaj, appunto di Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Gopinath. Prima che arrivi a Avadut Maharaj, che poi so già che non mi farà parlare, volevo un po' glorificarlo perché sempre grazie a lui che tutto questo è possibile, appunto le stesse divinità sono state donate da lui, che è andato personalmente mentre si trovava in India, è andato a Jaipur, ha girato tutti i Murtiwalla di Jaipur fino a quando ha visto queste divinità meravigliose le ha prese, poi certo se volete sono vostre, se no non c'è, se no le porto da qualche altra parte, ma io le prendo perché sono troppo belle per lasciarle lì. Le avevamo ovviamente chiesto di darci una mano in questo. E quindi appunto Avadut Maharaj sempre ci ha supportato in tutti questi anni, ci ha anche aiutato ad aprire il centro a Roma e quindi ancora una volta ci sta aiutando. Il centro a Roma anche quello era un tentativo di soddisfare il desiderio del nostro maestro spirituale, Srila Govinda Maharaj, di avere un centro a Roma e adesso ci ha aiutato ancora una volta, quindi in quello, poi adesso nel manifestare anche questo, divinità che era anche qui il desiderio non, magari proprio esplicito di Govinda Maharaj, non voleva imporci questo, però ci aveva chiesto, aveva detto che aveva visto che qui un domani ci sarebbero stati Radha Krishna Mahaprabhu e quindi siamo stati un po' titubanti, inizialmente pensavamo magari solo Mahaprabhu, cominciamo con Mahaprabhu, poi vediamo come va, ma alla fine appunto ricordando che Srila Gurudeva stesso ha dato il nome Sri Chaitanya Sarasvati Mat a questo posto, ci ha fatto cambiare il nome che noi avevamo scritto Villa Govinda Ashram, ci ha detto no, dovete cambiarlo legalmente, voglio che scrivete Sri Chaitanya Sarasvati Mat, e così l'abbiamo fatto. E quindi Sri Chaitanya Sarasvati Mat è sempre, le divinità sono Radha Krishna Mahaprabhu, quindi dopo un po' di esitazione abbiamo deciso di buttarci in questa ennesima impresa. Ok, sorry, I was just telling a little bit about Havadut Maharaj is always is now coming. He will not let me speak, so I know what he's going to say, and it will be difficult to translate him, but he helps us a lot in this. All the time, he's always there to support us. He helped us to open the center in Rome, which was the desire of Gurudev, that we open a center in Rome. When we open a place here, Gurudev say, I told Gurudev, you wanted a place in Rome, but we open it near Milan. And say, one step, you put one step, then next step. And Avadut Maharaj help us with all the Russian, Ukrainian devotees to open a place in Rome, and helping us to fulfill Gurudev's wish. And again, Srila Gurudev envisioned that there will be here many devotees coming from all over the world to serve in Villa Govinda, and Radha and Krishna Mahaprabhu will eventually appear. So we're trying, and again, Avadut Maharaj helping us finding the deities in Jaipur, without pushing, but once he shows us the picture, he say, if you want, they're yours, otherwise I can install them somewhere else. And then we just, think for a while, like maybe we should try just Mahaprabhu first and then see how it goes. And we were very wary about having deities, I have to say. We know it's a big responsibility, but at the end, we just thought it was Gurudev's will and Krishna's will eventually. And with the help of all the devotees, we went to India and Chennai.
Now, who will translate?
No, I'm speaking in English. I spoke in Italian before.
Okay. And now I'm speaking in English.
And all the devotees help us in this way, in India and Thailand. It was very beautiful. Oh, yeah, Maharaj.
Avadut Maharaj, Dandavat.
Jai.
Bimal Avadut Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
My Dandavat Pranam to everyone.
Dandavat.
Thank you for bringing me into this beautiful occasion and event. And we're lucky we had a little bit service connection with what's going on today.
What?
So can you guys hear me?
One moment.
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to show you the bottle,
No,
but don't touch it.
Maharaj dice che è molto contento di essere presente oggi, di essere stato invitato in questa occasione, di poter partecipare a questo servizio.
Jai Shri Bhakti Vimala Varut Maharaj ki Jai. All the assembled devotees on Zoom and here ki Jai. Maharaj our Dandavat. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha. Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo. Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
I want to also send my Dandavat Pranam to all of you, specifically to Srila Madhavan Maharaj, Devashish Prabhu, Krishna Kanta, Munindra Didi, and all the service group of devotees by which great heart Krishna descends. As we know from the scriptures, Krishna descends. Krishna descending to this world for two purposes: Paritranaya sadhana, vinashaya chadushkritam, to fulfill a loving desire of devotees and to punish or bring back religion back to the order. So it says in scriptures, the one who live and reside in Milky Ocean, because when Krishna descends, God's coming to the Milky Ocean. It says one who resides in Milky Ocean, who's like full of milk, coming to test milk of Mother Yashoda. What is that miracle that one who has whole ocean of milk, has no shortage of milk, has so many Kamadeno cows, coming to test sweet, loving milk of his mother and afraid of his mother. One who's afraid of the whole creation is scared by his mother, who tied him by the rope of affection. He is innumerous Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, who's taken his original form. Through the Bhagavad, we see there are so many Manvantaras, and each Manu rules so many billions of millions of years and yugas, and so many avatars coming in different forms. We know 10 avatars, but we know there's a lot more, Hayagriva, Yagya, so many different avatars. We can't even understand who they are, and they come in different times. And all of it in Bhagavatam is just prepare for the Krishna's descent. Just consider, imagine all these creations, all these avatars, all these occasions, all the sages, they're all meant to worship Sri Krishna, who's kindly descending in the age of Dwapara Yuga, on the verge of Kali Yuga, once in the day of Brahma. And in that once days of Brahma, he is doing extremely extraordinary pastimes as Sri Krishna in a very human-like form, and as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Krishna's devotee and a great Vaishnava preacher, and embodiment of divine love. So we all know that. And
you need to give some time for translation. We couldn't do the simultaneous translation in Italian.
okay,
So,
I thought in Italy everybody speaks English.
Right, well. So Maharaj dice che appunto la divinità appare per soddisfare il desiderio del cuore dei devoti, no? Ci sono innumerevoli avatara, è incredibile come appunto colui che risiede in un oceano di latte, che possiede infinite mucche celesti, mucche che sono Kamadeno, che continuamente producono latte, va poi a bere il latte dal seno di sua madre, no? Quindi questo per dire come questo aspetto dolcissimo dell'assoluto, che appunto vuole soddisfare il desiderio di servizio dei suoi devoti, e quindi appare, discende in innumerevoli avatar. Ci sono innumerevoli avatar, nel Bhagavatam sono descritti, ce ne sono 10 principali, ma sono moltissimi di più, e tutti questi avatar sono preparatori per la discesa di Krishna. Ok, grazie.
Sounds good. So I just give this introduction to remind every one of us how exclusive and unique position of Lord Sri Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is not just an ordinary occasion in the universe. This is a very rare descent where directly Lord descent. And our Guru Varga, such as Goswamis, on the order of Mahaprabhu, they did deep research of all the scriptures, and they show supremacy of Lord Sri Krishna, and confirmed by Vedas, confirmed by sages, confirmed by and confirmed by a common sense as well, because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has clearly revealed his own position.
Quindi ho fatto questa introduzione per far capire come appunto l'apparizione di Krishna non è una cosa molto rara, non è una cosa comune. La posizione di Krishna la definisce Krishna stesso nella Bhagavad Gita.
Come il Signore Supremo, la persona suprema, lui stesso discende in quest'era, e anche Mahaprabhu, l'originaria persona suprema, discende, e quindi è un'occasione rara. E Mahaprabhu ha dato istruzioni ai Goswami di trovare le evidenze nelle scritture di questo.
So one thing we know, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan.
Krishna stesso.
If we will ask the Brijbasis, the Brahmanas of Vrindavan who worship different deities, we'll tell them, well, there's another deity, original deity Govinda in Jaipur, or original deity of Banki Bihari in Karoli. Actually, Goswamis will tell you one thing: Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Krishna always stays in Vrindavan.
E quando vediamo che alcune divinità sono state la loro adorazione avviene o l'originalità di Banchi Bihari a which city?
Caroli.
Karoli. Però in realtà ci viene detto che Krishna non abbandona mai Vrindavan.
But answer to this question has been given by Nityananda Prabhu himself. After Mahaprabhu taken sannyas and he been cheated by Nityananda Prabhu, by the boys to answer whatever the place Mahaprabhu would be, to answer, yes, you are in Vrindavan, you are in Vrindavan. So then Mahaprabhu said to Nityananda Prabhu, you cheat me, you send these boys to cheat me, to tell me whatever I'm in Vrindavan. But Nityananda Prabhu very clearly said, yes, this is not cheating, this is true. Whatever the Krishna is, there is Vrindavan.
La risposta a questo ci è stata data da Nityananda Prabhu nel suo lila con Mahaprabhu, quando lo inganna, tra virgolette, gli dice che Vrindavana si trova da quella parte. E Mahaprabhu gli dice, mi ha imbrogliato, mi ha detto che mi trovavo a Vrindavana, che qui c'è Vrindavana, e però in realtà è proprio così, perché ovunque si trova Krishna, quella è Vrindavana.
So that is very contradictory statement, because we know that Krishna is never leave Vrindavan, but wherever you are, there is Vrindavan, which is true because Krishna, as Mahaprabhu, comes in form of devotee. So we can say whatever the devotees are glorifying Krishna, there is some presence of Vrindavan, just like embassy, just like a particular presence of divinity in Krishna comes through the heart of devotees, when devotees glorify him.
Quindi questa è una verità, perché ovunque poi si trovano i devoti che glorificano Krishna, lì si trova, Krishna è presente. Questa è una verità, dove Krishna è glorificato, Krishna è sempre presente nel cuore dei suoi devoti.
There's actually a statement in many slokas, like Naham Tishtami Vaikunte Yoginam Hridaye Naham, or many other slokas, such as Aradhanam Sarvisham Vishnu, Aradhanam Param Tasmat Param Taram Devita Diyanam Smarchanam, by Lord Shiva, or by Lord Krishna himself. And Krishna say, Yemi Bhakta Jana Partha, I don't believe who is my devotee, Bhakta Paramam Bhakta, who is devotee of my devotee, that I take seriously. So there's so many statements by the Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna, the great devotees, is confirming this truth. So whatever devotees, there is the Lord. And today we're celebrating Lord appearance in the house of devotees, such as Villa Govinda.
Quindi ci sono diverse affermazioni nelle scritture, dove anche Krishna stesso dice, non credo a chi dice di essere mio devoto, ma chi è devoto del mio devoto è davvero mio devoto. Quindi oggi stiamo festeggiando questo, Krishna che appare nella casa dei suoi devoti, a Villa Govinda.
Then somebody should say, so what did you do for the last 25 years? There was no Krishna in your house? There was no kirtan, there was no worship, there was no devotees there? Why is that now Krishna descend?
E qualcuno può dire perché 20 anni fa non c'era Krishna? Che cosa
Negli
avete
ultimi 20 anni.
negli ultimi 20 anni che cosa avete fatto? Non c'era Kirtan, non c'era la presenza di Krishna? Perché
Well,
adesso?
remember, Krishna is very sneaky, he's hiding.
Ricordate che Krishna è molto, sviccola molto, si nasconde.
And he's hiding in the heart of his devotee.
Si nasconde nel cuore dei suoi devoti.
But the problem with devotee wants to share Krishnas with everyone.
Il problema è che i devoti vogliono poi condividere Krishna con tutti.
You never really see Krishna preaching until Krishna take form of, Mahaprabhu, or sometimes Krishna sharing heart with Arjuna and few fortunate souls. But Krishna is not interested to distribute Krishna. It is devotee exclusive interest to give Krishna to everyone.
Non è molto nell'interesse di Krishna quello di predicare, non lo dovrete mai predicare se non qualche volta condivide alcune cose con pochi intimi amici, come Arjuna o altri, ma quando Krishna predica è solo quando assume la posizione di un devoto, quando prende per esempio appunto la forma di Mahaprabhu che distribuisce se stesso, non altrimenti.
Now, Munindra Mohan should translate, because what I will say something, Krishna Kanta will not translate. So we would say, who has the power to attract Krishna? Who has the power to bring Krishna? It appeared to be we needed qualified brahmanas or murtivalas or many acharyas and many, that's all true. But the core of presence of Krishna is surrender of his devotees and self-sacrifice, which is done by Krishna Kanta Didi specifically with the assistance of Munindra Prabhu. And why we say Krishna Kanta specifically with the assistance of Munindra Prabhu? Because true devotee does not want to take leading role. The true devotee is happy to assist. Just like Madhusudan Maharaj is always telling, I'm happy to assist. He's not saying like, hey, I'm happy to lead. No, I'm happy to assist. This is the proper mood. Or like Devashish Prabhu came here to assist other devotees in their service. This is the proper way, the proper channel of distribution of mercy.
E quindi Maharaj dice che Krishna non è tanto attratto da elaborate cerimonie o da brahmana eruditi o da yogi che praticano l'austerità, è attratto dalla resa, dal cuore sincero e arreso dei devoti. E quindi in particolare Krishna Kanta ha attratto Krishna col suo cuore devoto e è assistito da Munindra.
Perché la vera posizione dei devoti è quella non di fare leader ma di assistere, quindi i veri devoti sono in realtà Munindra, Madhurananda, Shintimori, tutti il team di Villa Govinda.
Ok, little modified translation, but
That's exactly, I mean, I want you to translate very clear so that we can, I mean, because I have short time, other people have to speak, but we have to go to the core principle. The core principle is by will of Krishna and Guru, Krishna common form of Guru, the disciple, the Shishya, performing sacrifice. And through that power of sacrifice of disciple and mercy of Guru, there's two things has to be employed, the mercy of Guru and the sacrifice of disciple. Sacrifice means acceptance of mercy. Otherwise, Guru can tell many instructions, but if disciple not taking them and not leading his whole life to fulfill those instructions, that is not double-sided connection. The connection has to be double-sided. The order of Krishna, order of Guru, and sacrifice of disciple with in one only desire to fulfill his Guru request.
Quindi Krishna appare nella forma di Guru, il Guru dà le istruzioni ai discepoli. E quando le istruzioni sono accettate dal discepolo arreso, ci sono queste due forze che si incontrano, l'istruzione del volere del Signore e la resa e il desiderio dei devoti di soddisfare il Signore.
Questo è la cosa principale.
La cosa principale.
Okay, so considering all of this is true, we here witnessing today gracious descent of Lord Sri Krishna to fulfill desire of Guru and sacrifice of his devotees, such as Krishna Kanta, Munindra, Madhusudan Maharaj, and all the team of all the Italian devotees. So it's all collective effort. It's not just one person, but somebody has to conduct that service.
E quindi quello a cui stiamo assistendo oggi, appunto, è la discesa di Krishna, l'apparizione di Krishna in questo luogo che era
attraverso il desiderio del Guru, che è il sacrificio dei devoti, i devoti che sacrificano la loro energia per soddisfare il desiderio del Guru, e quindi è un lavoro di gruppo, team, tutti i devoti che hanno sacrificato, stanno sacrificando loro stessi in questo servizio.
So Srila Govinda Maharaj used to say, some people blame me that I'm a fanatical follower of Guru Maharaj, which is, you know, some people blame, oh, he's a fanatic of Govinda Maharaj, or he's fanatic of Guru Maharaj, he's fanatical follower. But you know what, in our tradition, as according to Gurudev, it's not so bad being fanatical follower. You know, some people blame, they said, some people are fanatical followers of Avadut Maharaj. I said, well, you know, I wish to get their blessings to be fanatical follower of Govinda Maharaj. So one thing we can understand, Krishna Kanta, Didi, and Munindra, let's not use word fanatical because it doesn't apply properly in mind of people, but we say they're exclusive devotees of Srila Govinda Maharaj. So is Madhusudan Maharaj, so is most all of you, and exclusive devotees and some young generations to learn what does mean exclusive devotion. Exclusive devotion does not mean that you're just going and tell everybody your guru, the biggest guru, and everybody else guru is, you know, nothing. No, that's not what we mean by being exclusive fanatical devotee. That means we dedicate every breath and every moment of our life to satisfy desire of our guru. Therefore, according to my feeling, which is only my feeling, because Krishna Kanta asked me, is that properly, is that, my feeling is Srila Govinda Maharaj is joyously looking and Guru Maharaj from spiritual world to us today and granting us with the highest possible form of spiritual worship and form of deities of Radha Krishna Mahaprabhu. And of course, I will give, you know, to other devotees chance to disclose other spiritual secrets of that beautiful divine form, because according to Goswami Maharaj, who is, as we know, very sensitive for the spiritual things, you know, some extraordinary, unique name and position of the deity descend revealed to us that we are not able to fully appreciate, but we can all put our heads to it and say, yes, this is possible, this is highest, and this form of deity is the most revered and worshipped by our Gaudiya Sampradaya. And why is that descent here to Italy? Obviously, because that is Krishna's will, and that is the highest possible responsibility coming to us, and for the future generations, and for us, for that generation that will continue that deity worship.
Avadut Maharaj diceva che addirittura anche a Govinda Maharaj era stato accusato di essere un fanatico, un seguace fanatico del suo guru, e spesso viene, appunto, i devoti vengono a volte criticati per essere fanatici del loro guru, però dice nella nostra tradizione questo non è poi così male, perché se la Govinda Maharaj stesso era fanatico del suo maestro, ma fanatico non significa andare in giro a dire il mio guru è il migliore di tutti, il tuo, e tutti gli altri non sono nessuno, ma significa in realtà essere devoti esclusivi, ovviamente offrire rispetto a tutti, però essere in maniera esclusiva dedicati al servizio del proprio guru. E dice poi che
questa forma di Radha Krishna Mahaprabhu è altissima, forma adorabile per noi, e Srila Goswami Maharaj ha identificato questa particolare forma di Krishna che è adorata dai nostri guru, e quindi una grande responsabilità per i devoti servire questa manifestazione.
So most like I've said, I mean, I can go on forever, but it's not a Vaishnava etiquette to take over the mic.
It's your day today.
No, it's not my day.
We will have...
I also like to say a few things to the end of the story, because I think Devashish Prabhu and Madhusudan Maharaj will reveal more depth of that divine name and pastimes. One thing I can say, so during my stay in Vrindavan, I was visited by one sannyasi who was associate of our mission, who actually have some connection with our mission. And he said, well, how is it possible to continue without Guru Maharaj and Gurudev? And I said to him, even in presence of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, it's impossible to continue unless you're realizing completely you're a fallen soul. Because we heard so many things from Srila Govinda Maharaj directly telling himself, I'm fallen soul, I'm fallen soul. So is Jiva Goswami, so is Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, so is Krishnadas Kaviraj. All the great Vaishnavas, they never think I'm so great, I'm so powerful, I'm so unique, I'm a fallen soul. But if you really hear the song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gopinath, Mama Nivedana Shuna, then why is that Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the mood of surrender and self-rejection, inquiring name of Gopinath? You would think he was supposed to chant Govinda or Madan Mohan, but why does he approach Gopinath? That is very esoteric way of Bhaktivinoda Thakur showing us. Otherwise, people would say, well, you're not qualified to really worship Gopinath, Deity. Gopinath is the Raghunath Das Goswami Prayojan Tattva Acharya. That is the Murti of Madhavendra Puri, Kirchor Gopinath. And there's other Gopinaths and so famous, and this position is so high, you should not be giving to outside of Vrindavan or to group of neophyte followers as yourselves. But the counter argument to this statement, which is, I would say, correct statement, is yes, then why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur invoke name of Gopinath? And why is that his song about self-surrender and self-sacrifice, specifically addressing Gopinath? I have some inspiration to say something from my heart, but I'd like to hear this from other devotees, because that is the important point for us. If we are such liberated souls, then it's one story, but we're not. Actually, we do know we're not. We know we're fallen souls. In fact, we're very insignificant servants of our gurus. But why is that something very high descent to us? Well, obviously, Krishna has a unique plan to liberate every living entity. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was not a poetic, a spiritual amateur who's trying to, impress people by quoting some high thing. In his songs of self-sacrifice and self-surrender, he didn't use whimsically some terms because of the poetic expressions. So his ideas of that worship of Gopinath actually is revealed in his own poetry. In fact, our next idea is Tota Gopinath and Jagannath Puri of Gadadhar Pandit. And we know that Gadadhar Pandit is no different than Radharani himself, but why is that he worshiped Gopinath? And why is that Bhaktivinoda Thakur worshiped Gaur Gadadhar? And why is that all these incredible spiritual things been hidden in our Sampradaya, but yet, although they're so high and sacred, it's been given to us by previous acharyas for our own, upliftment. So this is the question that I'm raising to Devashish Prabhu and Madhusudan Maharaj. I mean, of course, they feel free to say whatever they would want to express today through their, divine vision of occasion. Everybody obviously has his own vision. I just share with you my vision, and I'm not very, expert in Krishna consciousness. I'm more expert in a dome projection and a conspiracy theorist. But learning from great acharyas, there's always conspiracy, there's always hidden cause before every phenomenon. Let me try to go into understand the root of things, the urgent of things. And that's why I don't accept superficial answers and superficial news, because that is for common people. But everybody who really knows how to read, a deeper message, seeing some other meanings. And that is actually part of Krishna consciousness. Yes, in Krishna consciousness, we have very direct answer. Yes, Krishna is tu Bhagavan Swayam. But Guru Maharaj was not a fan of just giving one interpretation. Guru Maharaj has always been using Mahaprabhu principle, dive deeper into reality, dive deep. So as a spiritual conspiracy means we need to see what is the meaning of acharyas? What is the meaning of scriptures? What is the meaning of Krishna himself? And that is not neglectable, because in material conspiracy theory, we might be right or wrong. We might, as a Guru Maharaj said, wait and see. But in spiritual conspiracy, we can only see things through eyes of devotees, because they have deep insight, like Swarup Damodar, like Ramananda Rai, like all these great associates of Mahaprabhu. They could express Krishna consciousness that Mahaprabhu would appreciate. This is very high level. So in this case, I'm humbly transferring the microphone to our beloved, dear devotees, the senior Vaishnavas. I'm very insignificant, very unqualified person. Everybody knows this by now. It's been already known to everybody how unqualified I am, which I'm never had any doubt to hide. But my prayer and my feeling that if I just be keeping in association devotees, if devotees just keep thinking of me with their mercy, with their heart, will not neglect me, then I have a chance. Because if I will not be support and accept by other devotees, what kind of chance I have survive in spiritual life? There's no chance. You can only survive by the grace of Vaishnavas. That's why when devotees asking, how are you doing? He said, as you're keeping me, you're keeping me, and I'm doing well. You're not keeping me, how can I do well? So therefore, my prayer to devotees to, think of me as a, object of their mercy, and try to keep me in positive spiritual loop. And if any insignificant service we have done with Little Russian Group, with this occasion today, it's our fortune, because we know that Krishna is not a stone, he's not a wood. He comes out of heart of devotee. And obviously, I express everything that I think about day to day. So thank you so much. And I will go to listening mode. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Bhakti Vimala Virup Maharaj ki Jai.
Stay with us, Maharaj.
Ok,
Oh, he's hearing? He can
Ok.
hear. Yes.
So la traduzione in breve. In breve la domanda di Avadut Maharaj, si potrebbe domandarsi, infatti ci domandiamo, com'è possibile che questa forma così alta della divinità di Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, appare qui a Villa Govinda, fuori dall'India. Si potrebbe dire che non siamo assolutamente qualificati. Com'è possibile che sia arrivata qui? Dice appunto la divinità adorata dal Prayojanacharya, da Raghunath Goswami e da Madhavendra Puri. E quindi com'è possibile? Dice, però ha notato che in realtà Bhaktivinoda Thakur adora nella sua canzone appunto Gopinath, prende una posizione molto umile, no?
Si rivolge a lui con estrema deprecazione di sé.
Sì, infatti. Allora la sua domanda vuole chiedere appunto a Madhusudan Maharaj e Devashish Prabhu. Lui dice, io ho avuto qualche ispirazione, ma non sono qualificato per dare la mia interpretazione del motivo per cui questo sta accadendo. Certamente da una parte appunto è un fatto, non siamo qualificati per adorare questa forma di Krishna, però dice, chiedo di esprimere la visione che hanno i Vaishnava, che come Devashish Prabhu, Madhusudan Maharaj, a proposito di questo tema.
So as the MC, I'm passing the microphone to Devashish Prabhu.
So that was also actually our question, how, and then if it was, if it was Goswami Maharaj, but when I heard also Madhusudan Maharaj is involved in revealing this name, then it's serious.
It's a conspiracy.
So yeah, we also feeling the same as Avadut said. It's like such a high form of Krishna coming here in Villa Govinda, and how is it possible? we feel a little uncomfortable actually. Not a little, much uncomfortable. So please try to reassure us somehow.
It makes feel us better.
Well,
So yeah.
I don't claim to have any special spiritual insight into any of these things, but we, we heard from Srila Guru Maharaj that he said we are followers of these half civilized jungle girls who have invented this religion of worshipping Krishna. and their invention is the greatest religion ever conceived of. And they are the gopis of Vrindavan, and their Lord is Krishna. So the name of Lord Krishna, the master of the gopis, is Gopinath. And Gopinath is, of course, the Prayojan Tattva, the highest form of manifestation of Lord Krishna. Guru Maharaj also said, that we don't find significantly any mention of Krishna's Vrindavan Leela in Mahabharata. But only one significant mention is in what's known as the Vastraharana of Draupadi, when Draupadi they tried to disrobe her in front of the Kuru assembly. Then she surrendered to the Lord, releasing her own cloth, throwing her arms into the air and calling for Krishna. And many names of Krishna she called, but Guru Maharaj said, when she told, hey, Gopijana Ballabha, then Krishna could not resist. When he heard that name, Gopijana Ballabha, which means the beloved of the gopis, then he had to come to give her help. And Guru Maharaj said that part of Mahabharata, the surrender of Draupadi, which is known as the Vastraharana of Draupadi, that is even higher than Bhagavad Gita. Of all Mahabharata, that is the highest thing. Draupadi's surrender to Lord Krishna. And so we are followers of this type of religion, and it is very suitable for those living in the jungle of Italy. And here is Guru Maharaj saying Vrindavan, a very simple garden town, and Villa Govinda is like a little garden town. They're growing so many things and offering so many things to the Lord, and like very kind of rustic atmosphere. And Krishna likes that very much. Krishna is attracted to that very much. As I said this morning, where he comes, that is his will, and he is fully independent, and he will come here. And some devotees have some inspiration to say that his name is Gopinath. Then how we can argue with that inspiration? Back in 1985, Srila Sridhar Maharaj gave me my deity, the Govardhan Shila, to worship. And I didn't actually ask, but his secretary said, after he gave me, what is his name, Maharaj? Means the name of the deity. What is his name? And Guru Maharaj thought for a moment, and he said, Giridhari Gopinath. His name is Giridhari Gopinath. And he said, everything is in this name. And about 10 times he told Giridhari Gopinath, Giridhari Gopinath, Giridhari Gopinath. This is our line. The line of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, the line of Srila Govinda Maharaj is the worship of Gopinath. And Gopinath is the deity of Srila Govinda Maharaj's deity in Hapanya, in which Srila Sridhar Maharaj was always say, your place, the temple in honor of Srila Guru Maharaj. He's called Gopinath. And then it's not so extraordinary that he will manifest elsewhere in the world where his devotees are. So I think it is entirely appropriate, and certainly not a reason to be afraid, but a reason to celebrate and a reason to feel extremely blessed. And that's my feeling about that. As I say, I don't claim to have any deep spiritual insight about it, but this is my feeling about why Gopinath has decided to come here. And it is his decision ultimately, and he is manifested in this way. His devotees have recognized, oh, he is Gopinath. What can I say more? Oh, I forgot you.
Oh,
Oh,
we all forgot.
just the beginning. So Guru Maharaj said that Guru Maharaj ha detto che una volta che la nostra religione, giusto, è una religione inventata da ragazze della giungla, inventata, tra virgolette, ragazze che vivono nella giungla, semi-analfabete, che hanno deciso di adorare Krishna in questo modo, con il loro cuore, e Krishna è appunto quindi Gopinath, significa il signore delle gopi. Non so adesso veramente was really too much to translate.
You can start from the end.
Ok, vai, traduci tu.
Qualcosa che ci ricordiamo che questa è la nostra religione, quindi non c'è niente di cui aver paura, anzi c'è molto da festeggiare, che anche quando Guru Maharaj gli consegnò la sua divinità in forma di Govardhanshila, e poi Devashish chiese qual è il nome di questa divinità. Guru Maharaj pensò un po' e poi disse Giridhari Gopinath. Continuò a ripetere Giridhari Gopinath, Giridhari
C'è
Gopinath.
tutto in quel nome.
In quel nome c'è tutto. E anche nel Mahabharata, quando non viene mai menzionato niente dell'atmosfera di Vrindavan, un passaggio in cui Draupadi, quando viene oltraggiata, viene cercata di strapparle il vestito dai nemici dei Pandava, e prima si trattiene con le sue forze, cerca di salvarsi con le sue forze, e poi a un certo punto vede che non è possibile, e allora alzando le braccia comincia a chiamare i nomi di Krishna, Govinda, e quando nomina Gopi Jannavallabha, allora a quel punto Krishna non ha potuto resistere ed è disceso per aiutarla, constatando la sua resa di cuore totale, e l'ha salvata in quel modo, rendendo il suo sacro infinito, eccetera. Poi c'è tutta la storia. E Guru Maharaj diceva che questo è il passaggio più elevato di tutto il Mahabharata, più elevato ancora del messaggio della Bhagavad Gita, perché ci porta in un'atmosfera di Vrindavan.
E poi diceva anche che qui a Villa Govinda, appunto come nella giungla, perché quindi non deve apparire Krishna nella giungla.
Siamo rurali, rustici.
Dove così per tutto l'orto, tutte le cose che vengono coltivate, perché a Krishna c'è molto, in un certo senso, questa atmosfera semplice, la vita di campagna, che piace molto appunto a Krishna, un po' simile a Vrindavana per certi versi. Altre cose. So, no, but really, when I heard the name, I thought, okay, that is Goswami Maharaj. He's always in his, very high. He's always in that mood, speaking high topics. But when I heard that even Madhusudan Maharaj agree with that, I was shocked.
Even before.
So no, really, I was, wow, even Madhusudan Maharaj agree with that name. But anyway, Devashi Prabhu ha anche detto che appunto non c'è da aver paura in realtà, c'è solo da festeggiare. appunto che Krishna appare in questa forma, non è da temere, anzi il contrario. Insomma, però dico, sono rimasta stupita quando ho sentito che anche Madhusudan Maharaj ha dato il suo consenso a questo nome, perché appunto sappiamo che Goswami Maharaj sempre parla di cose elevate, però Maharaj, tell how this happened.
Well, I hadn't even thought about any names. Oh, Radha and Krishna are coming. And first of all, everything was a surprise to me. Even Mahaprabhu coming here was a surprise. And Srila Avadut was saying, oh, you know about Mahaprabhu, he's in Latvia. I also didn't even know he was nearby in Latvia. And so anyhow, Mahaprabhu's due to arrive here was news to me. And then Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna, that was an extra surprise. And it just seemed so right, because that is what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established almost universally. And this is our line very much, Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna. But I was already like very overwhelmed by all this news, and I hadn't thought of who are they in the sense of a name. And then Goswami Maharaj, being Goswami Maharaj and quite contemplative, then I was there one day and he was quite excited about the deities coming here.
Yeah.
And all this is, by the way, happening by the grace of Avadut Maharaj.
Yes.
Okay, combined team, but Avadut Maharaj, they can say the story more accurately than me, but his idea that Radha and Krishna and Mahaprabhu will come here to Italy. So from this seed, and not only the seed, the opportunity, and then sending the photographs of the deities, many things happen. So then these deities due to come here, and then Goswami Maharaj saying, and the name, I am thinking that. And now everybody seems to know we're thinking the name I think it will happen on the day, the world. Yes. So anyhow, the Gandharvika and Gopinath will come. And then when he said, actually, as Gurudev used to do sometimes, Gurudev would have some thought and he'd say, what do you think? And then we'd be quite, what do I think? But then, I mean, Gurudev would ask that, and then he said, no, I want to hear what you think, sometimes to us individually and sometimes to a group. And we generally say, well, whatever you decide, that's wonderful. But Gurudev said, no, but what do you think? And he would want to get some feedback from the devotees. Anyway, Goswami Maharaj, he said, then what do you think? And immediately it felt so right to me. Maybe logic came in afterwards, why it sounds right, but it just felt so right and so wonderful. So from that beginning, then after that, then some thinking, and more, it just felt that this is a very appropriate name for the deities coming here. And I had not seen the deities. This is just knowing that they were going to come here.
But I remember first time we spoke about deities coming here, you maybe don't remember, but you said, the only thing I can say, I imagine like very sweet worshiping, like Apania Gopinath or Bamumpara. Anyway, you mentioned Gopinath that time.
Okay.
Months ago.
This is their grace that they know.
So,
but Hapanya and how the logic came afterwards, feeling it is right. Then we're thinking about the Gopinaths we know in the sense of the deities. And really, Hapanya is a sweet, super place. And we've been there with Gurudev. We've been there many times, or several times, whatever is many, I don't know. Several times, many times with Gurudev in Hapanya and with the devotees. At the Arati time, attending the Arati, Gurudev standing with us in the Arati. And the evening programs also several times in Hapanya. And then not only Hapanya, Guru Maharaj's birthplace, there is Radha Gopinath, but in Bamunpara, Srila Gurudev's appearance place. There is Gopinath, and just step by step it comes so correct. And so this way, if you are asking me, what do you think? I think very good. But I have a little interest to know what Srila Avadut Maharaj was thinking, because Maharaj, he said, I want to hear from you. But he said already, I have some context of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, showing himself as very fallen, but yet praying to Gopinath. So I would like to hear from Avadut Maharaj, the sequel.
The sequel. What was his inspiration?
Tell you honestly, to me, this whole what is going on is a mystery, miracle, because I had no plans of do anything. In fact, we did help Trivikram Maharaj to install the deity of Modern Mohan in Brazil. And that's the only one time I went to Brazil to help him to do that. And he asked me to help him to find the deities, because we've been many times in Jaipur, and in Jaipur, really, there's a huge market of the deities, but really to find the good deity, it's almost impossible. And there's a couple of artists, one of them Pandey. That's where all the ISKCON and big temples, global temples commission. And Pandey is very, very expensive. And Pandey sometimes have some deities in his shop that you can buy, and they would be normally 3 to 4 times more expensive. So, but his stuff is all good. But in this case, we were going to different motifs, and we were looking for what was available, because when Krishna Kanti told me, I thought, well, we're in Vrindavan, and inspiration came, well, we're going to be in Jaipur. Then it's a perfect place to look for a perfect deity. But to my knowledge, to find ready-made high-quality deity, very, very difficult. So we were going towards some shops, and I was not satisfied with neither form or the beauty of the deities, because they were just not as good as we need to do. And if we go to Hari Bhakti Vilasa, Sanatana Goswami explained one of the way is to do the deities. And first one is to find the right stone. So according to Sanatana Goswami, Acharya need to understand something about stones. And we know stones are not dead, they're living stones. So the particular stone to be chosen to carve the deity, and that stone has to have served several indications. So when you are mainly dealing in South India, they have that particular stone, which using for specifically Krishna deities and other motifs. So there are 3 different types of marble stone. And so the price of deity often contain, if they're made from that very proper stone. But of course, we don't have that skills, and we are Ragamarga worshippers, so we're not really the experts of the Brahminical order to understand the stones, but it's mentioned by Sanatana Goswami. Then the next thing what we're thinking is what will come by the grace of inspiration of Gurudev. And it happened. We on the way to Pandey, we accidentally found this very beautiful deity, which is alone. And that happened to be Pandey competitor. So when me and Sandeep came to him, and Sandeep Prabhu, he's also involved in that process. So it was not just me, it was like a group of people. We came to that maker. We said, yeah, that's Krishna's nice, but we need beautiful Radharani. And they start showing us different Radharanis of the same size. And I told them, well, this Radharani is okay, but they're ordinary. They all look pretty much the same. And I told with joke, what was my joke to the Murtival? I said, unless Radharani is more beautiful than Krishna, we're not going to buy anything. We're just going to go to Pandey. And he told me, don't go to Pandey, don't go to Pandey. I'm going to make you beautiful Radharani. I said, well, in this case, here's the game. We give you a small deposit, which we're not afraid to lose. But if Radharani will not be up to our standard, we're not going to buy the deities. We're just going to go to Pandey. And it was true. Pandey had beautiful set of Radha Krishna deities, which was about 3 times more expensive, but they were nice. So I just told him, I said, look, if Radharani will not be beautiful, there's no deal. So then he said, okay, I'll put my artist to make what you want. And gradually they start making Radharani, and they send us pictures, and everybody accepts that's Radharani. Because see, as we're saying, we worship of Krishna, but we know Krishna is worshiper of Radharani. So, and it's obviously that Radharani, she is charming Krishna, so it has to be very charming. So finally, we look at Krishna, we look at Radharani, we said, yes, this is a good matching couples there. Radharani is nice, Krishna is nice. Okay, we got the deal. So we kind of accept the deal, and properly was negotiated, and that I believe was just happened in the right time, in the right mood. But I also talked to Krishna Kanta. I said, well, what we've done it's a great, but we are a team, we're a collective, we're a family of Govinda Maharaj. It has to be a team effort. So Goswami Maharaj can give perfect name, Madhusudan Maharaj and other devotees like Devashish Prabhu, they can do the installation. Then it will be accepted and appreciated by our global community. Otherwise, it's like, it's never considered, like one person done this, or Krishna Kanta herself decide, or Avadut himself decide. No, it doesn't work like this. In our divine family, it has to be, the approval has to come from all the devotees and goodwill. And then everybody will be joyfully happy, worship that deity, and think this is something that Gurudev would want, not one person or that person. So, and Krishna Kanta did that. So she went to Goswami Maharaj, she consulted with Madhusudan Maharaj, and speaking with Devashish Prabhu, and trying to put people together. So this is a collective effort of our divine family, which is very, very nice. That's what our spiritual line should be like. We're trying to make collective efforts. So, we was always very happy to invite Madhusudan Maharaj, Devashish Prabhu to our Veda Life festivals to Ukraine, to show Ukrainian devotees we do have divine family, we have senior devotees, we have people that we should, see and respect. And that is the proper mood to grow our movement. Because yes, we might have different gurus, different understanding, and sometimes maybe those gurus not be always on the same page with each other, I would say most of the time. But that is not, unity and diversity. So we're not just united by diversity, that we have all diverse ideas. We also have some unity, and that unity is really through our service. That's why Govinda Maharaj said, collaborate with those who seeking collaborations. That actually was not only Govinda Maharaj, that actually was one of the famous statements of Ramanuja Acharya. So when Govinda Maharaj, in his own expression, said, cooperate, work with those who want to work, that is very, very good, because this is the will of devotees. That's what moving this whole Krishna consciousness chariot, the will of devotee, the desire of preach, the desire of worship, the desire of do Vaishnava festivals, to get together, to talk about Lord Krishna and gurus and devotees. And how are you going to do that? You're going to do this in front of Deity, of course. Mahaprabhu said, Sadhu Sanginama Kirtan Bhagavat Shravan Arche Murti Sivanava Sankirtan. So Archana to Murti Seva means that is Nam Sankirtan in front of the Murti. And that's why, whatever, we know it is very high, but my feeling is like, are we going to do just, picture is not different than Krishna, we know that. But what I'm saying is, I will just, do it without the deity. Like, don't we want to have the deity that unite us together, make us more responsible for service, give us more opportunity and more inspiration in our spiritual life, give us the higher service, standard of service? Because if we don't have the Murti, what's there? Saraswati Thakur idea was to open preaching centers without Murti. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, so you're going to be Mayavadi? Like without Murti, like who we are? Yes, we believe in Guru, of course, we believe in holy name, but without Deity, what would be our personal worship? We're personalist. So the Murti has to be person. And it is the highest person. Of course, out of my simplicity, I would thought, okay, Villa Govinda, it's got to be Govinda. But, we already have Govinda land and Govinda in Ukraine, it's took over. So there could be different type of Govinda. But what is the highest expression of Govinda? We all know, Devashish Prabhu just revealed, and not just reveal this, because there are many other statements in scriptures and by the acharyas, but he revealed the way Guru Maharaj have seen that. Guru Maharaj have seen that, and we understand this confirmation came from our Guru's families. Who is our Guru family deities? Gopinath. Why? Because we're also a family of Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. So these are all the points which also make me feel, yes, that is appropriate, because our Guru family deities, we're the divine family. We have to work as a divine family to inspire each other as divine family. Yes, we have many, maybe different ideas exactly how to do and how to preach. And, somebody like to give a talk in the studio. Somebody likes to go around and, participate. There are so many different ways to do it. But one thing was unite by that exclusive mood of our gurus. And to continue that mood of our gurus, are we supposed to give something less to future generations? No, we're not. As Devashish Prabhu said, these are very, very high concept of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. So now we're supposed to water this down and just keep it something very simple. And nobody qualified to understand Guru Maharaj. Nobody understands Gurudev. So therefore, let's just do the way they do in ISKCON, or let's do even more simple what they do in ISKCON, because in ISKCON they can do better than us. No, this is not true. I believe this what our flag of Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, this is our ideals and aspirations. We may not match to these ideals today, but we will try to follow those ideals as much as we can until we breathe and live. And if someone else will take over, that's amazing. So we also have to look for the later generations of those who will take over and will do better than us. I always believe there'll be people better than us join this Krishna consciousness. Therefore, we're desperately preaching. Why we're desperately preaching? Because we're looking for people better than us, more deeper than us. I'm sure they are there, and I'm sure they will reveal in time. And that is also why in Italy we have to establish this. This is not just Italy. This is the south part of Europe, and this is a very historical location. It's part of the ancient world and ancient culture of Europe. So and by Krishna's Kanta grace, many times we would go to Franciscanian monks and we would preach in Rome. So we try our best. So this is the very high cultural spiritual place from point of Western civilization, and to establish the deity worship here and in that part of civilization. This is what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would want. At a certain point, London was, important location because of the British colonization of the whole world. But from perspective of culture, Italy, we know Italian opera, we know Italian cuisine, we know Italian theater, we know Italian art, we know Roman culture, we know all these highest things. So now we're so proud here at Villa Govinda, near Leonardo da Vinci, near those historical places that know anybody from Julius Caesar to Hannibal. Their deity worship is going on of Radha and Krishna Gopinath, and this is so amazing. So thank you very much. And once again, don't want to take much of your time. I know that there's so much to add to that. I wish Goswami Maharaj would be here in this talk and some other dignitary devotees, but just thinking Madhusudan Maharaj and Devashish, they can fulfill all this themselves. And so I'm going to unknown, invisible mood. I'm staying with you, listening to you. I just don't want to confuse somebody with my presence, and give everybody full way to express. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Maharaj. Jai Shri Bhakti Bimal Avadut Maharaj ki Jai. And Maharaj, Acharya by Acharya and the senior devotees, they are getting also this opportunity to address as the main speakers at different times. And so now, as you know, the time doesn't suit for Thailand. But after the installation, we're having a special morning program the day after tomorrow. And then Srila Avadut Maharaj, he will present also. Srila Goswami Maharaj, he will present also a morning program at a suitable time there. Yeah. And also Janardhan Maharaj will be coming in person, and Srila Ashram Maharaj will be coming in person, and Srila Trivikram Maharaj we're expecting also coming in person. He's expressed this. So one by one, with the backing of all of the senior Vaishnavas and the backing of so many senior Vaishnavas around the world, Maharaj, our opportunity to say. So Maharaj, we're very pleased to hear from you this evening, and with so many different ways of saying about the installation. This is the Adhivas day, and as you know, Gurudev would always say we must do something on the Adhivas day to prepare. And I think today, first of all, lots of activity taking place here, and as we speak, activities taking place, making garlands right outside on the veranda here, and the decorations and so many things. And with your presence here this evening, Avadut Maharaj, and the presence, I saw of 80 participants, now 77 participants around the world, and in some places there will be different there. So with so many people participating today, then we feel this Adhivas, in preparation for tomorrow, is a very successful day, and may this be a good sign for the continued success of the installation.
Yes, and I see Divya Shakti Didi also, she already helped us also to dress the deities properly. So we are so happy. Actually, when we went to India and Thailand, and all the devotees were so helpful on different levels. So everyone was helping in so many ways. So we are grateful to all Srila Gurudev's family for. Otherwise, this would not be happening. And of course, beginning with Srila Avadut Maharaj. And I think is that the best way that is coming from the heart. Krishna is coming from the heart of the devotees. So it's coming from the heart of Srila Avadut Maharaj, and with the protection of everyone. And as Madhusudana Maharaj said, Srila Janardhan Maharaj and Asha Maharaj will come in the.
One thing I just want to mention, I'm sure you know, when we did installation of Govinda for the Ukraine, because during the war, Mahaprabhu was there already. It's actually been given by Acharya Maharaj. One time we came to show Acharya Maharaj during Gaur Purnima, and he was very pleased to see all the Russian Ukrainian devotees. And he gave us beautiful Mahaprabhu. Just some inspiration came from him and said, hey, here's Mahaprabhu for you. And we took that Mahaprabhu to Petersburg, because the original Mahaprabhu went to, which Govinda Maharaj installed in Moscow, he went to Moscow and Vijay Vigraha, but it was too big and too beautiful. So I said to this Mahaprabhu, wait till we get your own place. And so when Ukrainian castle descent, we just understood immediately that is place for Mahaprabhu. So Vijay Raman brought that Mahaprabhu to Ukraine, and it was beautifully worshipped for a few years. Then Radha and Krishna was incredibly well made by Shankar Prabhu, who's our Murtivala, who's doing several sets of Murti for our temples. But installation, when we thought and I consult with one of my South Indian Gaudiya Vaishnava friends, and they're from Acharyas, they're like born Ramanuja Acharya, but become Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And together we visited the Sri Rangam temple, and we got very, very nice reception by the Sri Rangam Acharyas. And, they're like inside friends, I spoke to them, I said, we're going to do some installation in Ukraine, but we don't have any qualified brahmanas. So my friend said, don't worry, we can do installation in Vrindavan, and I'll bring you like 10 people. And I thought, well, maybe 2 is good. He said, no, you don't know what installation is. We need like 7 days and 10 people. 7 days and 10 people. And then I realized like they were preparing 4 days and 3 days. They were making yagyas by, 4 or 5 yagya kundas, and they did the whole prana pratishtha. And I was very impressed, and it was very paka. And all the Vrindavan neighbors, they were very impressed too. But the end of the ceremony, they had the deity close eyes, and then inviting the acharyas to put the tulsi by the feet. And so that very last part of ceremony was adopted by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, because this is the real secret of Ragamarga worship, that religion that had been invented by gopis, as Devashish Prabhu said. Though gopis are not brahmanas, but they're considered to be the highest worshippers of Ragamarga. And in fact, the brahmanas, they do rituals, but the gopi, whatever gopi do, that's what really the purpose of all these rituals. So we've done this whole, 9 brahmanas and 7 days for one purpose, so that people in Ukraine know it's very seriously. It's coming from India. It's been supported by, the Indian priests, the highest priests from Ramanuja Sampradaya and Gaudiya Sampradaya are praying for the well-being of Ukraine and sending the deities. I also filmed that because if there'll be any people coming and telling, hey, you have to go to war, we should know, we cannot go to war because we have to worship this deity, and we all the brahmanas too. And by law, that deity cannot be neglected. So it's our religious principles not to be involved in war, rather to be involved in worship. So I had many ideas why would we do that, so that it looks bona fide, that it looks it's coming from India, that it has that impact. But the most important part of that installation was the offer of tulsi leaves to the feet of the deities. And that's what one time when Saraswati Thakur were supposed to come to one of the installations, Sridhar Maharaj thought, well, Guru Maharaj is coming, and this deity plays very high. It will be very difficult for him to claim over all these pots and install the tulsi leaves in front of the deity. So when Guru Maharaj thought of this to serve his guru, he put the tulsi leaves to the feet of the deity. I don't know, was it Madras temple or some other temple, but that is the story, what happens. So Srila Saraswati Thakur came, and he knew that the very end of the role of him, the Brahmanas obviously did all the prayers and chants, but at the very end, a part of the installation, the Acharya, the Vaishnava, coming and giving the tulsi leaves. And when he came there, he already saw the tulsi leaves by the feet of Krishna. That's actually Guru Maharaj installed that deity, technically speaking, on behalf of Saraswati Thakur. So when Saraswati Thakur saw the leaves of the tulsi, he said, oh, Krishna already self-manifested. Then Guru Maharaj felt very, very, confused, and he came to him after the ceremony and said, Gurudev, I'm sorry, I made an offense. I did not know. I thought of, you are not going to be able to claim that high and do that, and, put that leaves. Therefore, I put it, before you to assist you. And Saraswati Thakur looked at him very deeply, and he said, there's no offense for surrender soul. I'm telling you, this is a self-manifest, the Lord manifest, which is very deep meaning of what is our line, what is our actual deity worship, what is our deity's installation, what is that we're trying to do. So that is very beautiful, very sacred story. And I'm sure Devashish Prabhu and Madhusudana Maharaj can give more insight. That story, I'm sure they've heard maybe deeper than that, because I just barely remember that stuff. My memory is not so good at this point. But before it's becoming even worse, it's good to remember all these things for all of us to really understand what is our line, what is our goals, what is our prayojan, what is our mood. Are we trying to follow conventional religion, or are we trying to go to that, as Devashish Prabhu said, the uncivilized religion of full dedication and sacrifice? And what is the symbol of that religion? Is that something external, or there's something very deep which is in the core of the heart of devotee? So my Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. Do you want to give a little Italian like summary at the end? Because
Voglio solo dire, mi spiace per gli italiani che ci sono, ma non siamo riusciti a fare la traduzione simultanea perché avrei dovuto essere altrove, non volevo essere altrove, quindi niente, è così, è andato così. Cosa vuoi dire qualcosa?
Beh, è stato un fiume a Vadut, ha raccontato la storia, che parto sempre dal fondo perché è l'ultima cosa che mi ricordo. Però è una storia molto importante e che mette in luce come la nostra linea sia Raga Marga. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur deve installare le divinità solo ponendo una foglia di tulasi con pasta posta di sandalo sui piedi delle divinità. In quel modo era installata. Però una volta, quando stavano per installare le divinità nel tempio di Madras, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur non era ancora arrivato lì, Yashida Maharaj, con l'intenzione di risparmiare una fatica al suo guru, perché l'altare era molto alto, c'erano delle scalini ripidi. Se è andato lui e ha messo le foglie di tulasi sulle divinità. E quando è arrivato Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur ha detto: le divinità si sono già automanifestate. E Guru Maharaj, in tutta umiltà, pensava di avere commesso un'offesa, è andato dal suo guru, ha detto: prego di scusarmi, ma la mia intenzione era solo di evitarti di arrampicarti in un posto che sarebbe stato per te faticoso raggiungere. E Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur disse: no, non c'è offesa per le anime arrese. In realtà Krishna si è automanifestato veramente. Questa storia appunto mostra come mostra tante cose che poi magari...
Non è una questione di formalità, alla fine si ritorna al discorso della religione delle ragazze della giungla, cioè è una questione della sostanza, del cuore, no? Che viene... Non è un'adorazione formale quella che è la nostra linea spirituale.
Nonostante questo, la cerimonia tradizionale è meravigliosa. Infatti lo stesso Vadut ha chiamato 9 brahmana nel sud dell'India, della provincia Sampradaya, espertissimi in prana pratishta, e per 4 giorni hanno eseguito proprio la cerimonia dell'installazione delle divinità che poi sono state portate in Govinda Land, con tutti i crismi. È stato molto bello, molto impressionante, prima base impressionante. E quindi domani anche noi nel nostro piccolo...
Sì, no, ha detto che appunto voleva, ha voluto, gli è stato offerto da questo suo amico nel sud dell'India, gli ha offerto tutti questi brahmana per fare appunto la cerimonia dell'installazione delle divinità che sono andate poi in Ucraina, e dice che lui ci teneva appunto a fare questo aspetto anche formale, anche perché così i devoti avrebbero potuto dire, se fossero stati chiamati in guerra: no, non possiamo perché... Cioè, stiamo facendo questo servizio religioso e le divinità non possono essere lasciate senza adorazione, eccetera. Avrebbero avuto, diciamo, le ragioni in più da mostrare, insomma, che cosa avessero dovuto venire a prenderli, diciamo così. E niente, quindi, però appunto in ultimo anche tutti questi brahmana del sud dell'India alla fine hanno come ultima cosa seguito quello che era stato stabilito da Sarasvati Thakur nel Gaudiya Math, di applicare le foglie di tulasi, che anche Sarasvati Thakur faceva tutta la cerimonia, però poi ufficialmente l'installazione avveniva quando lui metteva le foglie di tulasi ai piedi delle divinità. E quindi anche questi brahmana hanno fatto questo alla fine. So, thank you. What can you say? We cannot say thank you, right? In this case. This is one of these cases we can say thank you. But, Maharaj, Jai, what can we say?
I'm sorry, I just have to go with my daily Russian class, which Adhivas today we have to speak about so many things, but it was so purifying for me to see all of you and be in association of you. And as I said, try to not forget me. I know I'm doing so many things wrong. And
Raj, you are unforgettable.
I may not be perfect, follower, but as Govinda said, rightly or wrongly, Adhivas is trying to do something which is good. So I know there's so many mistakes due to our ego and imperfections we are committing, because this is very high and this is very divine. It's not just in the scope of our objective senses and common sense, but we are supposed to support each other. And as Guru Maharaj said, the idea of Mahamandala, when those who have resources and energy helping those who doesn't. And that's how we've been able to build, more than, 10 centers in Russia by supporting each center and sending the preachers and sending the, help. And that's how I believe we're supposed to, do this service. And I'm so happy that together we're supporting Italy with London, with Madhusudan Maharaj, with, all the international devotees. And it's been our culture to have little Vaishnava festival in Italy in the summer. So now devotees will enjoy beautiful darshan and prasadam of that wonderful deities. And as we said, it will, be our flagship place. We try with Krishna Kanta Munindra do something in Rome. It was very crazy attempt, but it was attempt to fulfill the desire of Gurudev and Prabhupada as well. And Madhusudan Maharaj and many others tried to preach in Italy, and Krishna Kanta Munindra spent some exquisite time in Rome, tried to fulfill that. But sometimes the way Krishna consciousness works is just like a river. Sometimes there's a river full of water and so wide, like Yamuna, and sometimes it's just become very narrow, but speedy. So wide or narrow, it's depending on time and situation. Sometimes it's like Prabhupada and, flourishing, or Gurudev traveling and so many people accepting. And sometimes we just have to stay in a smaller group and practice Krishna consciousness and remember all these instructions. But we always remember that times will be when wide Krishna consciousness will come. And what we're trying to create is a holy place and destination, so that in the future, people will say, yes, these are the first Gopinath, Krishna Mahaprabhu, deity of the West, one of the first deities of Italy and the Western world, maybe many years after us. We can't really, we can't really trace Krishna's plan and Mahaprabhu plan. And Mahaprabhu said, Mahaprabhu, Krishna consciousness will take over the world. It will happen. Maybe, next 10, 20 years, there'll be big changes and many wars, and we see the craziness. But we know it's all finally leading to something good. Because this whole exploitive system of Western egocentric consciousness will collapse, because it's not built on proper values. And the proper Mahaprabhu consciousness will enter people's hearts, and after maybe suffering so much, they will appreciate all these things. So maybe this is the very, very first, one of the very first centers that we're trying to form in Italy, in Ukraine, in Thailand, in India, etc. And in India, we see already how ISKCON is taking over, how big it is. So it is very important that we do this ground foundational work and try to put proper foundation, proper consciousness, proper mentality, proper siddhanta. So my dandavat for all of you. I'll come back to my Russian class. I'm so happy to see everyone, and especially the Ukrainsky Bhaktivinodas and international Bhaktivinodas here. I'm so happy that they receive shelter here in Italy under guidance of Krishna Kanta Munindra Prabhu and Madhusudan Maharaj, who's an exclusive.
And Madhurananda Prabhu, Shantimoy Devi Rasi.
Yes. That Madhurananda Prabhu, Shantimoy is always included in my prayers. They're very sweet devotees, and they've been pillars of Lila Govinda for so many years. So it is good to always remember them, as well as some other devotees who's coming to serve, on weekend basis. But anyway, just like I've said, let me come back to my preaching program. I'm so happy that I have opportunity to see you all. It's a very rare opportunity, but I'm taking this as a blessing, and maybe we'll have a chance to see you sometimes again. some other time during the festival. And Dandavad Pranam. And
Thank you for coming.
Vanchakaupatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Dandavad.
Adhivas Maharaj ki jai. Dandavad Maharaj.
This is Shileka Didi, and I saw a message of Ananda Moy and Vidura Krishna and everyone I cannot see.
Tapana Nandini,
Tapana
Vedas,
Nandini.
Madhura Leela, so many devotees.
Jai. So many devotees. Jai. Wonderful.
70th Symphony.
Jai. We hope to see you also in person very soon.
Are you inviting everybody for the 30th of
Yes,
June?
of course. This year is the 20th anniversary of Villa Govinda. I think it will be a year of festival, but with some concentrated time, like the first weekend of July. But it's just going to be a festival after other. Just now we'll have Gora Purnima, then the visit of Janardhan and Asha Maharaj from 21st to 24th of March, and then also Trivika Maharaj will come in the middle of March. So it will be a continuous festival from now on. So you're all invited to come whenever you can. And the date for the Vaishnava Festival anniversary will be the first weekend of July. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
30th of June, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th,
Well,
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th,
don't make it
10th.
too long.
Okay.
Anytime you can come. Okay.
All right. Hari Hari Nama Krishna from Narayani. She just arrived today. Maybe Hari Hari Nama Krishna from Narayani. She came today, Ukrainian, but coming from Portugal today.
Hari Hari.
Jai
Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Gopinath ki jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribraja Gacharya Vajasto Talasita Shri Srimad Jagat Guru Shila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Nitya Leela Pravishtam Vishnupad Kulu Churamani Sava Shastra Siddhanta Vichila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Rupanuga Bhargya ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se Gaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswata Acharya Vrinda ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Bimal Avadut Maharaj ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Abhibad Mahotsav ki jai. Jai Harinama Sankirtan ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Jai Sripad Devashish Prabhu ki chief priest at the festival. And Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Gopinath Hari. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Pipasindu Bhiyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranam to you all, and happy to see your faces, those who revealed your form, and happy to see your names, those of you who are hiding behind your name, but happily knowing that you're all there, joining the festival, our temple room, the outside room here, devotees everywhere. Please join us tomorrow, broadcasting on Facebook and Instagram at some time.
7:30 Italian time, and then 9:30.
7:30 and then 9:30.
And then 4:30.
And then 4:30. Acha.
Yes, hopefully.
And then
If you
next
survive.
day we know 11 a.m. But that's one more day down. All right, dear devotees. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari. Hi, Giriraj Balagopal ki.
No, that's specifically for I'm showing you. Wow, we go for